I finally got it. I got Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Since my dad worked at PopCap, he got me a free copy for my birthday. Conveniently, I played it when it was released. Although one day he got into a car accident. I was depressed after a while, as the last thing he gave me was my birthday gift. I never forgot him because of that. One night, I decided to boot up Garden Warfare 2. I was playing with my 3 other friends, Tanner, Grace, and John. We started up a Team Vanquish match, but before we started it up, we each got a quest for specifically Team Vanquish. However, the quest that popped up on the quest board for me was in dark red, with blood dripping around it. It read, "Kill a zombie in a match." I asked my friends if they got it, and they all said they did. "This must be a limited time event quest," I told them.
"Well, with this weird bloody design, this better be something worth our time,"
Tanner said sarcastically in the voice chat. We played on the plant side as we headed into the Colizeum map. When we spawned in, there was no one in the starting lobby, or on the zombie side as well. However, there was only one zombie on the opposing team. Its name was just smile.vir in all caps. That's when the match started all of a sudden. This was strange because wouldn't the game start if there was an equal amount of players on each side? I was curious, and my friends were too, so we decided to see what this only zombie player had to offer, if they had anything to do with this weird glitch. We all decided to split up, that way we could cover more ground. I went right, as my friends went in other directions, trying to find where this player was. Eventually, we all met up in the same place, all empty-handed. We couldn't find the zombie player anywhere. That's when we heard noises that sounded like cracking and glitching. It was coming from a garden area. I was scared to check it out because it sounded eerie, almost like nothing that I had heard anywhere in this game before. Tanner and Grace were just as unnerved as I was, while John decided to check it out on his own. As John went right to the top of the stairs, his tone changed suddenly.
"What the fuck is that?"
he asked, in fear. Concerned, we all walked over to his character, and that's when we all saw it. What we saw was just hideous. It didn't even deserve to be in the game. It looked disgusting. It was a brown coat zombie, except it was covered in a black tar substance with red glitching particles around it, almost like an aura. It had no eyelids. It was too tall and slender that I wouldn't consider it to be a normal cartoony brown coat. This thing looked at its hands out of disbelief as it kept mumbling under his breath.
No.
Could this be the smile.vir player we were looking for all this time? John decided to get a step closer to the zombie, but that's when it stood upright, turning back to look at us. The creature sounded afraid, almost as if it didn't want to be near us, or if it didn't want us to be near it. The creature then spoke. It said,
"Oh, please, get away from me. I don't want to hurt you."
We slowly backed up, and that's when it gripped onto its head, almost as if it was in pain.
"Nah, fuck this! I'm out of here!"
Grace said, sounding like she had enough of this and didn't want to be scared any further. The creature let out a loud inhuman scream before leaping high into the air and pouncing on John. It raised its claws and began tearing his character up in the chest. As that happened, I could hear John screaming in pain on his end before disconnecting from the voice chat. We tried to shut our consoles off quickly, but it wouldn't budge.
"Dude! My console won't turn off!"
Grace shouted. I heard a roar and quickly got back onto my controller to turn my character, only to see the creature run at us on all fours. It had a wide smile as it rushed at us, so wide that its mouth almost reached its ears as it revealed its razor-sharp teeth. I stopped trying to shut off my console and ran from it instead, and so did Tanner. I didn't want to find out what happened if I got caught from this thing, because the sound that came from John's end didn't sound good at all. "Grace, watch out!" I yelled, before Grace grabbed her controller to move her character away from the creature, but it was too late. It grabbed her character by the stem, since she was a sunflower. I heard Grace choking on her end, almost as if she was being strangled. The creature swiped its sharp claws across her character's face, which was then thrown to the ground. Tanner and I caught a glimpse of the sunflower on the floor, bleeding out, with a carved smile across its face. Tanner and I managed to hide from the creature. We used this time of safety to try and exit the game in any way possible. While we did that, I tried calling Grace and John to see if they were alright. That's when Tanner told me something. He told me something that sent a huge shiver up my spine.
Steve, I heard a window break downstairs.
He paused, before adding another sentence.
Someone's in my house.
I stood still in fear, as I saw blood drop from above Tanner's character. I saw it. The creature found us. I watched in horror as it jumped on top of his chomper, pinning him down to the ground. It used two of his index claws, grabbing the side of the chomper's cheeks and ripping it apart. And there, all I heard was a slash of two blades on Tanner's end, before he disconnected from the voice chat. The creature slowly got up from its hunched position after finishing Tanner's character, and turned to look at me. I stared back, frozen in fear. It made a low-sounding growl. I knew at that point that it was going to be the end of me, and I would have to prepare for what was coming my way. As I saw it raise its entire right arm, which I assumed it was going to be using to finish a job, the creature stopped dead in its tracks and grabbed it with its other arm. It pushed it down to the ground and held its head, yelling,
No, I will not let you.
It then emitted a loud screech that could possibly destroy the audio system of my TV. Its red aura was glitching brighter as it stuck two fingers on both sides of its mouth, tearing its smile wider. It emitted an even louder scream of pain before the entire TV and console shut down on me. I wish the story ended there, but unfortunately, it didn't. 30 minutes after the events that occurred, I got a sudden call while I was trying to reassure myself. I remember telling myself that this was all a bad dream when I got the calls. It was from John's brother, then Grace and Tanner's parents. They told me that John, Grace, and Tanner were found dead in their bedrooms with their Xboxes on. Their eyes were removed, gouged out from their sockets, and there were large wounds torn through their faces, resembling a smile. To this day, I don't know what this creature is in real life or even in the video game. All I know is that based on how it acted, it didn't want to do what it did. I just hope that this thing, Smile.vir, fights it to break free from the evil force's control. And if the evil wins, just know that whatever you are, your demonic scheme will eventually come to an end.
Your love on me, that's what she said. I'm gonna be the one you will regret. Don't play your tricks on me, you're not that smart. I'm gonna bring you down and break your heart.